Hey guys, it's the Spirit Room 152. It's been a while since I've last posted. Like over a year ago, I think. Well, a lot's changed. But one thing I really want to talk about is mental health because that's something I've been struggling with a lot. Um, I just, back in January, my car crapped out on me. I haven't been able to replace it since because the IRS is taking their sweet ass time with my tax return. And they slapped on an ID verification thing. So now I have to go down to the IRS office in Baltimore to get that straightened out. And then once that happens, it's going to take up to 9 weeks to get my tax return. So squeal. But just, then after my car had stopped working on me, I fell into a depression. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this will pass. Maybe it'll go away. And it didn't, and it still hasn't. And it got to a point where one night I literally put a knife to my arm and was trying to determine whether or not I should cut. And what I've been told, that technically constitutes as a suicide attempt, and I'm not proud of it. Hi, Maddie. I'm not proud of it. But a couple days later, I ended up in the ER, and I remember I actually called out from work that day. I was like, hey, I can't come in. I'm having a mental health crisis. I can't come in. And I got my sick pay. So I got paid. I also had to work that Wednesday. I'll get into that in a second. So I go to the ER. I talk about my suicide attempt. It's recommended that I do intensive outpatient, which I'm going to be starting on Monday. So my ER visit was February 13th. So March 8th is my first day of group therapy. And part of me is like, okay, cool, I'm getting the help I need. But part of me is like, when the fuck is this going to be over? Like, come on, when am I going to go back to when are things going to go back to their regularly scheduled programming? Because I've been on leave from work since February 13th, and quite frankly, I'm going insane. Like, the first couple weeks weren't that bad because it's like, okay, I'm taking care of myself, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, I want to be back at work already. I want to be back with my people. I want to, just see something besides the inside of my house. And I actually live with my boyfriend. I don't really go out because, well, here's the thing. I don't like asking people to take me places unless I absolutely have to go somewhere because I don't like being on someone else's time. Even if it's offered to me, I'm like, no, because I don't like being on another person's time. Like when I had a usable car, I was able to, just go wherever, whenever, not have to worry about being on someone else's time. That is if it was my day off from work. If I had to go to work, I'd go on an adventure and then I go to work. But I would allow myself time to leave. Allow myself some time in advance to leave so I can make it on time to work. But there are things I've been learning. They say I tell people there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and it's okay to not be okay. And I feel like in those two areas, I feel like I can't even take my own freaking advice because it's yeah, it's not okay. Yeah, it is okay to not be okay, but you get to a point where it wears down on you. And you just get to a point where it's like, when is it going to be over? When am I going to go back to my regularly scheduled programming? You wonder when that's going to happen. And for me, it hasn't happened yet. So I've been taking steps to cope. Unfortunately, a couple of my coping mechanisms aren't available to me because, see, part of the condition of my release was that my boyfriend remove every sharp object in the house. And that includes my knitting needles and my crochet hooks. And the reason why my crochet hooks are taken away because they had sharp, pointy ends. I don't know why crochet hooks are made like that. All right, I just don't. So I went online. I ordered from a company called Knit Fix. So I bought a yarn ball winder because I got a crap load of black cotton yarn lying around, and I got a project I want to work on. And I ordered a Caspian crochet hooks because it's got a flat end, no sharp points. I'm sure my boyfriend will be happy about that. God, my throat's hurting today. I have a cup of my favorite tea over here, though. It's Throat Coat by Traditional Medicinals. I add honey and lemon to it because without it, it just tastes like, excuse me for saying this, but it tastes like dirt. Yeah, so, but just, oh my God, where am I going with this? So, I've also taken up adult coloring books. A friend of mine from work, her name's Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany, if you ever see this. So I bought 2 coloring books and like a 128 pack of crayons. And a little fun fact, my mom, when she first came here to the US, she was 29. And so she was a year younger than I am now. And when she first came to the United States, the very first thing she bought was a coloring book and crayons, because when she was growing up, she didn't get to have any of that. So yeah, there's just a lot she didn't, but that's besides the point. But I feel like everything's been a struggle lately. Getting out of bed, just doing regular household things, dealing with my boyfriend's family when they come over. It's just all been, you take the tight, okay, so think of it as like you take like something small and you magnify it 10 times. That's how it feels for me, because it's like, I'm just, but yeah, just things have been struggling, showering, just keeping up with my hygiene, because, and yes, the reality is that people who struggle who have extreme lows with their mental health, they do have issues with keeping up things such as hygiene and like routines and all of that. And sometimes it feels like my head is in a blur. Like I have no sense of time or what day it is. It's, God, I just, part of me, I just want this to be over. I want it to be done with. I just want to go back to, can we just go back to our regularly scheduled programming, please? Like, I miss being at work. I miss, being with, seeing my coworkers and just coming in the morning to bother my coworkers. So a little bit of context. I work at a convenience store called Royal Farms. It's a convenience store slash gas station chain in the Mid-Atlantic United States. So there's over 200 locations. Fun fact, about half of them are in Maryland. So literally, it doesn't matter what street corner you go on, you'll find one. And they're actually known for their fried chicken, which ended up in Food and Wine magazine for some reason. And it's actually funny that I bring this up. So one thing I've discovered, is just, I'm gonna be flip-flopping through different topics just to take the edge off the dramatic part. So it's actually kind of funny because so a few days ago I was digging through my Google feed, and for some reason it popped up that Nicholas Braun from Succession, hands down my favorite show, hands down my favorite person from said show, had made a 3-minute long video where he was trying to shoot his shot with Kim Kardashian, and I commented on it. Hang on, let me find my phone. Oh, okay, where did I place it? Okay, I'm back. So, all right, found my phone. So, let me find it. So, I commented on his post. So, I had those laughing, crying emojis. And then I wrote, "This reminds me of the time I went to Royal Farms on Stanton Christiana Road in Newark, Delaware during the night shift. I was talking to one of the girls who works there about the assistant store leader at a Royal Farms I work at in Maryland. And this one dude interrupted our conversation to shoot his shot with her, and needless to say, it did not end well. And when he left, we were all laughing hysterically to the point where I fell on the floor and had a hard time getting up." And a little fun fact about the assistant store leader at the Rofo I work at, he could pass for Nicholas Braun's shorter twin. Because I actually read somewhere like Nicholas Braun's like about 6'6", 6'7". Okay, yeah, if I were to ever meet the dude in person, I would definitely understand my buddy Nicole's struggle. All right, so that's besides the point. So I made that comment, and then I found out like a couple days later that Nick had actually liked my comment, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? The fact that I actually wonder if he read the entire thing. Because if he did, I would be really amused at that, because that's just a part of the lower middle class life, because this is a part of the lower middle class life I live. And yes, this is a Motorola Razr. It's just a part of the lower middle class life that I live. Well, technically, if I lived by myself, I would be considered poor, because my boyfriend makes way more money than I do, but that's okay. So yeah, like I said, in terms of my boyfriend, he's been doing his best to help me out, just doing what he can to help me. And, that sometimes a lot of the time that means cuddles, getting back rubs and oh, it feels so good. Well, um, and it's just but there's just a lot it's just a lot's been going on. And so I've gone over, and so like I said, I'm going to be doing an IOP program for 5 weeks. It's all going to be virtual. It's all going to be over Zoom. Oh, and a little fun fact, March 18th, I have to testify as a witness in court. And and the kicker, the defendant is a middle school bully of mine. And excuse me for saying this, but she's still saying that she's still the same piece of shit she's always been. All right, I hate to word it like that, but that's like, how else do you put it? And I'm not going to really divulge, but it was a trespassing case and it took place at my job. She's actually banned from where I work, and she kept coming in and I got fed up. So I just called 911 because legally she can't be there. And I'm like, see, if it was anyone else, it's like, that's not my problem. But when it's somebody who, one, harasses you and talk shit about you for having a disability, you are going to get fed up. You're going to want to do something about it. I did just that. And I'm actually glad this is all being done over Zoom because, hey, good to know she can't do anything to me physically, because we won't be in a physical courtroom because where I live, cases that are cases that are being heard, like either in circuit court or district court, those trials are taking place over Zoom. So I'm actually glad that it's taking place that way. But I mean, it's rough. And I talked to my boyfriend and I told him like how I might feel in the aftermath. And he told me that he was gonna get me some pallets and a sledgehammer so that I have something I can take my frustration out on. Maddie, if you're still here, you might want to go back to your Zoom class, but that's just me. Okay, cool. But it's been a while since I've posted anything on here, and so I think, but also as a way to cope, I've gone back to playing my guitars. I have some comfort shows, 911, Succession, and Law and Order SVU. My boyfriend actually turned me on to 911. I actually binge watched all of it. Oh my God, the most draining, I would say the most draining episode I've ever seen of 911, like emotionally draining, was season 3, episode 7, Athena Begins. When she finds out who killed her fiance. And I remember just crying throughout all of that, just tears pouring. And but just speaking of tears just pouring out of your face, like between the time I became housebound to the time where I went to the ER, like I was crying a lot. My moods were going up and down. They still go up and down. I have my good days. I have my bad days. And I'm just now I'm learning that sometimes it's hair trigger. And I mean, but I got my boyfriend, he's the MVP. Like he's trying trying to help me through this, make sure like I'm okay and all that fun stuff. He's legitimately trying. and I give him all the credit in the world. I mean, my parents are doing their best. It's just, but a lot's been going on. And also, another way I've been coping, so yeah, I've been playing my guitars, and I think I'm gonna be posting videos of myself playing my favorite songs. I know one that I plan on doing is No Good by Kate Vogel. And it's actually kind of interesting because, see, when I listen to a song, if the song doesn't already have a music video, I like to think of how I would want it to play out if I was the one singing the song and I was the one doing the video. If a song already has a music video, I would want, I think about how I would want it to go. Like in terms of songs that I like that don't have music videos that I like that I think of Addicted to Love by Orianthi. I think there would be a Great Gatsby theme. I would prefer that if there's a Great Gatsby theme and take place in 2021. Because I just, make it like put a modern twist on the Great Gatsby. Or just have me time travel to like when the Great Gatsby took place. Except I'd just be like having all my modern equipment. Things that weren't invented yet, things that weren't socially acceptable yet. Just a lot of things. So what else? So for No Good by Kate Vogel, the way I would think of that music video playing out, let's see. I would just probably be stalking. So I think there would be like two of me. There's the observer, and then there's one who's actually taking part in all the actions. So like, and I think like, just watching myself do all these things, and as the observer, I'd be thinking like, why are you doing this? Why? And I'd want Nicholas Braun to play the dude in the video. My own selfish purposes, okay? Oh yeah, I was actually shocked when I found out that he liked my comment on Instagram. I'm like, fuck yeah, cousin Greg knows I exist. And it didn't properly hit me until yesterday. So I'm sorry if this seems like all over the place and off the wall. Like my brain has been scrambled, and it's like a million puzzle pieces I can't put back together. And it's been a lot. So I'm gonna be posting, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna be posting videos, playing my favorite songs, and just that different kind of thing. Anyway, so I think I'm done for now. So the Spirit Room 152 signing off. All right, bye guys.